Hello again, everybody. Welcome back. Another episode here of Banish the Doubt. Your world, you're being lived. You're not living. Let me say it again. You're being lived. You're not living. What do you mean by that, George? Think of your day. Woke up on the same side of the bed, right? Went to the bathroom. You took a shower. Pretty much washed yourself in the same routine as the day before. You went to your kitchen, you probably sat at the same chair, same side of the table, had a cup of coffee, had pretty much the same mug, right? You went to work, took the same route to work. You have a job, you have a boss, reinforces this narrative in your mind, this program in your mind that you have to be judged. So the same coworkers, pretty much recycled the same conversation, redundant conversation as the day before. They press the same emotional buttons, right? Come home, take the same route back home. You check your social media throughout the day, of course, because whenever there's a break, we're right into the phones, we're right on social media, we're texting the same people, we're visiting the same social media sites. Again, just pushing those same emotional buttons, emails, all that. You come home, take your same route home, you have dinner, maybe watch the same. Now listen to this, you watch the same TV programming. It's on TV, right? Or social media. Just another way of saying you're programmed, being programmed, and you go to bed. Pretty much the same. So you're being lived. Now, through that illustration, how many times did I say you stopped and you became present and you started to take stock of where you're at in your world in that moment, this now moment? I didn't, because 99% of the people in this world don't give any thought to that. So I'm saying you're being lived. You're not living, because all around you, you're being programmed. The programming is connected directly to the programming that's already inside of you, that was programmed from birth to age 7. This is why someone who knows you and knows your parents can say, "Hey, George, you're just like your father." And then I might repel and say, "No, I'm not like my father." No. Yeah, you are. Why? Because they programmed you. They downloaded the same programs into you that was programmed into them. He lived. He was lived. His life was lived. He didn't live his life. Now, parts of it he did, but the majority, better than 90% of his life, was lived for him. I remember when I was about, I don't know, 19, 18, thereabouts. By the way, great book to read on this is Rich Dad, Poor Dad. So my father worked for local government in our town. He was told when he was a young man, George, if you, by the politician of the day, get you this job, you'll have job security the rest of your life. Boom, that just lit up a light bulb inside my father. He said, "Oh, yeah, you can never be fired." They were luring him into the trap. He didn't realize it. Now, fast forward 20 years after that, he wants to get me a job on the same town. But because he didn't follow the rules of the politicians of the day, he thought for sure it was just a, you know, routine go to the town council and, yep. They said no, because he didn't follow the rules. He was being told, if you don't follow the rules, then no. Luckily for me, it worked out. But in that moment, I realized the system was controlling him. You're being lived. You're not living. The system has been controlling you. What system, George? The system of being programmed. The system that has you focusing on everything else external to you rather than what's going on inside of you. The system that says here, social media this, TV programming that, news, politics, politicians, sports, gambling, all of that. Versus saying, no, I am now going to understand that I control it all based on how I talk to myself, based on the thoughts. I'm going to live my life based on how I talk to myself. And I'm going to understand that there's nothing outside that influences me. It's all been put there by my programming, by how I think and talk and about myself to myself. That to change this, to break free of this being lived and start to live my life, I'm going to start to become centered. Listen to the voice inside of me. Follow that. Listen, detach myself emotionally. Become the observer of my life versus being led, being programmed. Detach and understand and listen to how I talk to myself. What are the words I use? How do I describe myself? Who am I truly? What do I truly want right now in my life? How do I want this universe to bring me certain things that I desire to have? It's all based on how I talk to myself, about myself in every single moment. Detach. Start to observe the world from a detached position. Listen to the conversations of the people around you. Start to become aware of those conversations because they are directly linked to the same type of conversations you've been having with yourself about yourself. You start to do this, and you're going to be amazed of how much of your life has been lived versus you living your life. Have a great day.